Squeeze, and Ariri. A quarter of a mile to go for Sunglow, who's been the controlling speed. Sunglow turns for home with a length and a half advantage on Dare to Fly, set down in second. Here's Yellow Sundress starting to finish up nicely in the center of the course, but Sunglow has plenty left in the tank, and it's Sunglow in a romp. Sunglow, coast to coast. Second, a game Dare to Fly, fending off Yellow Sundress and the Wild Grazer. Here's the favorite, Maximum Gold. And Cool Tap Dancer is the last one. They're off. Headstrong Ways is going out for the early lead. Here's Lena Lingard coming through on the inside to challenge and take command. Misty Heart is in between those two. Maximum Gold is fourth, but only 2 lengths off the lead. Lil Boom Boom is next. Empress of Grace racing in between horses. Then Cool Tap Dancers, Say Bella second to last, and Approval Rating at the back. They're coming to the half-mile pole, and it's Lena Lingard leading the way 3/4 of a length to Misty Heart. Then Headstrong Ways, a 3-wide third. 2 more back to Maximum Gold, followed by Cool Tap Dancer. Empress of Grace losing ground, 6 off them. Say Bella, Lil Boom Boom is down at the rail, has 10 to make up with a quarter of a mile to go. And outside of them is Approval Rating. They passed the quarter pole and turn for home. Headstrong Ways up to take the lead. Here's Maximum Gold on the outside, though. And Maximum Gold takes over and turns the lights out on the competition. Maximum Gold and Serafin Carmona opening up at will. Strolling in for the easiest of victories by 3.5. Headstrong Ways second, Misty Heart, and Lil Boom Boom. Goes in. They're in the gate. And they're off. Sagunto very fast. Sprints clear at once. Senor Tequilas came away in the top flight. And Mystic Moses now moves up to claim second. Cal's Goal is racing in third. Down at the rail, here's Mulholland Drive moving up nicely on the inside now to be a joint third. This group is followed by another bullet who just went by Senor Tequilas. Down at the rail, Debbie's getting hot. Passed by Booked Clubhouse with a half-mile left to travel. At the back of the field, Eye of the Smileys, scat along a ding-dong neck in the last, and the back of the field is Dark Blue. Into the far turn, and Mulholland Drive has come through on the inside to take the lead from Sagunto. Those two are head-and-head for the lead. Mystic Moses is on the outside of that pair in third. Then Cal's Goal in fourth, only 3 off the lead, looking for a seam to run. Behind them, Booked Clubhouse is down at the rail. Out in the center of the course, another bullet, 1 furlong left, and Mulholland Drive has opened up a 3-length lead. Here's another bullet closing fast, as is Cal's Goal, but it is still Mulholland Drive, and Mulholland Drive, another for Juan Hernandez, scores by 2.5 decisive lengths over another bullet in second. Cal's Goal third, Booked Clubhouse finish fourth. Skating songs of Miami's own Pitbull when he takes the stage at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel, California's #1 entertainment destination. That big concert's on November 24th. Enjoy hits. Ricci going in. We're in the gate. And they're off, and Cavalieri Dwelt was running right into the air when the gate opened, and a very unfortunate start for the favorite. Ricci and Howen will be the pace setters, and Cavalieri will face an extremely tall order in third. La Kika, Sugarfish is down at the rail. The quintet covered by 4 lengths in the Zenyatta Stakes, and Ricci seizes the lead and opens up a length and a half. Cavalieri now moves into the second spot as they come to the 6 furlong pole. And then it's Howen in third, 3/4 of a length back to La Kika fourth, and Sugarfish, last year's winner, is 5 lengths off the lead as they head past the 5/8 pole. And it is Ricci and Antonio Fresu rating kindly on the front end, doing it her way by a length. Cavalieri is in second, and Howen at the rail, a joint third. La Kika just outside of her, and Sugarfish is fifth past the half-mile pole, 3.5 lengths off Ricci, who takes them into the far turn over her stablemate Cavalieri, who's 3/4 back and asks for a bit more now. Ricci doing it beautifully. Cavalieri a neck back second, 2 more to Howen in third. Sugarfish takes fourth. La Kika drops out. 1/4 mile to go, and it's Ricci on the inside and Cavalieri running an enormous race. Ricci, Cavalieri at the top of the stretch, and Cavalieri puts her head in front. Ricci has to respond. 3 back to Howen in third. There's 1 furlong left, and Cavalieri is getting the upper hand on Ricci, who's trying so hard, a half length back in second. Cavalieri, an enormous win in the Zenyatta, punches a first-class ticket to the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Ricci was second. Howen finished third. 3 consecutive wins in the previously named Ladies Secret Stakes in 2008, 2009, 2010, and True Patriot. We're in the gate, and they're off. Practical Dazzle is out as one of the leaders, with Lavender Love right up alongside. So those two go on, and We the Hobby is just behind them in third. They're followed 4 deep by True Patriot, who's a joint fourth. Princesa del Tigre is down on the inside of rivals as they move into the first turn and fan very wide across the course. So it is Lavender Love in front. Practical Dazzle races in the second spot, 2 lengths in front of We the Hobby, and Lady Mendelssohn in the blue colors racing in between horses and tugging just a touch. California Rocks is outside of that pair, just 4 lengths off the lead. Speaking of tugging, Quantum Energy is an absolute handful behind rivals, trying to slow down and settling a bit now, 4 lengths off the pace. Then comes True Patriot, Princesa del Tigre, followed by Hello Kiddo Kiddo. Garden Party is second to last with a half-mile left to travel, and 3 more to waltz across Texas. Lavender Love and David Cohen taking him into the far turn with a 2-length lead, less than 3 furlongs out. California Rocks moves into second. At the rail, We the Hobby is keeping pace with the top pair, just 2 lengths off them in third. Down at the rail comes Quantum Energy. She's fourth and 6 lengths off the pace. Outside of her, Practical Dazzle there at the top of the stretch, and Lavender Love has opened up 3 lengths with 1 furlong to go. We the Hobby is trying hard to once again bridge that gap. Quantum Energy is down at the rail in third, 16th pole. Lavender Love keeps going, and Lavender Love takes them all the way. Scores by 2. Tight, very close for second between Quantum Energy and We the Hobby. And an oncoming Garden Party was finishing with a flourish. 4 lengths off the lead. Speaking of tugging, Quantum Energy is an absolute handful behind rivals, trying to slow down and settling a bit now, 4 lengths off the pace. Then comes True Patriot, Princesa del Tigre, followed by Hello Kiddo Kiddo. Garden Party is second to last with a half-mile left to travel, and 3 more to walk. Breeders' Cup Challenge, winning your in race. Goes in. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Santa Anita Sprint Championship, presented by Estrella Jalisco. And Straight No Chaser is very quick in his returned to Santa Anita Park and goes to the front. Awesome Rhythm comes away in second. And then it's Speedboat Beach in third. Wound Up, who's very quick, is fourth and 3 lengths off the lead. Followed by Dr. Venkman, Imagination. Between those two, Smooth Cruisin' and Banyik at the back. 6 lengths covers them. And it is the sprint champion, Straight No Chaser, who passes the 3/8 pole in front by a length over Awesome Rhythm, heading to the quarter pole. Down at the rail, Dr. Venkman is hard ridden. Wound Up is next. Imagination, widest of all, has 4 to make up, and he'll have to go 4 wide too. Smooth Cruisin', Speedboat Beach, top of the stretch, and Straight No Chaser sprints for home. Dr. Venkman takes up the chase. Imagination in the center of the racetrack, 1 furlong left. Straight No Chaser. Here comes Imagination. Imagination's just cruising up to him, and he's cruising on by. Imagination, absolutely electrifying performance as he wins the Santa Anita Sprint Championship presented by Estrella Jalisco. What an effort from him, Dr. Venkman. And Straight No Chaser finished third in 1:09 flat. In California for over half a century. We're in the gate. And they're off. Atia broke inward, but did break very alertly. On the inside here, Slick. Edge of Molly is close up in the early going, as is Miss Artois, who's 4 wide, but quick with those white blinkers, moving up now to battle for the lead. Ribbons is caught 5 wide into the first turn. She's followed by Cat the Confidant, who settles in mid-pack on the inside of Hey Lil Lady, with Resolve racing in between those two. 7 lengths off the pace as the field rounds the clubhouse turn. Take a Breath is next. Hey Lil Lady is next. The 2 trailers at the back of the field are Hey Jesse and Lila is at the back. So it's Atia taking them onto the backstretch, prompted by Miss Artois in second. Then comes Edge of Molly in third as they head toward the half-mile pole. Outside of her, it's Slick, very comfortable at this stage, 4 lengths off the lead. Ribbons is next, racing side by side with Cat the Confidant in the green, who's down at the rail. It's another 2 lengths back to Take a Breath. Hey Lil Lady is 3 deep into the far turn, and in between those two comes Resolve, now 10 lengths off them. At the back of the field, Lila and Hey Jesse continues to trail. They're midway on the far turn. Atia has been the controlling speed. Starts to scamper away now. Edge of Molly moving through along the inside. Miss Artois next. Ribbons trying to rev up while very wide. Inside of her comes Slick. There's 1 furlong to go. Atia, Edge of Molly pounces on her at the 8th pole and up to take the lead. Down at the rail, Take a Breath is also coming with a swift run. And now Slick sit down for the drive. And Slick comes to tackle Edge of Molly. Slick on the outsides in front. It will be Slick to score by 2. Edge of Molly was second. Resolve came rolling late for third. Multiple horses battling out to complete the superfecta and super high five.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to week number 2 here at the Great Race Place. We've got a good 3-day weekend. Have you seen the cards both today, tomorrow, and Sunday? Excellent wagering opportunities throughout that 3-day period. And you know what? In the last race today, we've got a monster 2-day super high five carryover in excess of $104,000. Nobody has been able to solve the Super High Five Riddle on either Saturday or Sunday. Therefore, expectations are new money could be close to $400,000 to $500,000 in that pool. Let's face it, most of us are not Super High Five players, but with a pool that big, you definitely should get involved. We need a lot of help. On today's card, we've got the perfect guest for that. He's one of the most renowned morning clockers anywhere in the country. His name, Toby Turrell. Toby, happy Friday. Welcome to the seminar.
Thank you very much, Tom, and it's a very, very special Friday. My dad turns 83 today.
Holy Toledo, Terry Turrell?
Yes, indeed. He is, I think, the dean of all of California media, quite honestly, with where he's been.
Happy birthday, Mr. Turrell. Do you guys have any special plans today, or did you already celebrate earlier in the week?
We did it. We went to the world-famous Waltz Wharf in Seal Beach.
You've been there once or twice before.
It was closed for a year and a half, and we went in there for like a reopening, and it was beautiful.
I can imagine. Now, speaking of beautiful, what time does the track open in the mornings, Toby, and what time did you get here this morning specifically?
Opens at 5 o'clock here, opens at 4:30 at Del Mar. I get there at 4:15 at Del Mar. I get here about 4:45 at Santa Anita.
So you've been working 7 hours already?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've been working about 2 minutes. You've been working 7 hours.
The trick is you don't count.
Well, I know that you did count because there were a number of important workers this morning, including a horse from the Michael McCarthy barn that's pointing to the Breeders' Cup Classic. We're going to show this work courtesy of our friends at firsttv.com. You can see on the screen, none other than journalism down on the inside. You were here to witness it, Toby. What did you see?
Yeah, they definitely are bringing this horse along very patiently, kind of very slowly. He went off in 13 flat. For the first eighth, you can see the good hold, and that explains probably the slower time. This is kind of his workmate, his AM buddy, if you will, on the outside, Touch of Destiny. Now, last week, journalism was on the outside, and Touch of Destiny was on the rail. So Whitey flipped it up this week, and still a good hold to the top. He really went strongly on the turn. He went 11 and change here to the top of the lane, 36 and 4 on the clock. And the rider's never going to move. He's just going to let the horse pretty much gallop all the way under the light wraps, and he'll be doing everything he's supposed to do. He looks very healthy out there and obviously beautifully relaxed and composed. So I'm sure all the connections who were down below watching, I watched them march over to watch Aaron Wellman and the likes. They all have to be very happy with what they saw today.
Toby, we haven't spoken since the Pacific Classic at Del Mar, and of course, Fierceness freaked in the particular running this year of the Pacific Classic. He might like Del Mar because two of his best races were both in the Breeders' Cup Classic last year and the Pacific Classic this year. We know that we know that Fierceness is a nice horse. What did you think of journalism's performance in the Pacific Classic?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I don't think there was anything really flashy about it. He didn't
a solid second.
Yeah, just a solid second. I mean, let's face it. It's a tribute to the horse that he ran in the race. Again, I stress that point. I don't believe the race was on his radar. I think he was so healthy that the connections gave everybody what they wanted and took a shot. So I think that's the key factor now to this race coming up. He's going to come in geared up, if you will.
Now, journalism was a very important horse that worked today. We're not going to be able to show the video for another workout that's very important as it relates to the Breeders' Cup Juvenile race. That would be the very talented and expensive Bob Baffert 2-year-old by the name of Brant. What did Brant do this morning, and what did you think of his workout?
Brant was super easy, and Hernandez was on him, and he kept him under a good hold. He was really healthy, really galloping in a very fluid manner. So that really answers all the questions that everybody seems to have because he's got such a weird way of traveling. This horse is he's doing very well. He's thriving, and he is definitely on point.
Brant is not running over the weekend in some of the 2-year-old Breeders' Cup winning your in races, but Bob Baffert has some other runners that are running tomorrow. I believe it's race number 3, the American Pharoah, which is a Breeders' Cup winning your in race for the juvenile division. We're going to see Desert Gate, who finished a somewhat troubled second down at Del Mar in the Del Mar Futurity. Have you seen him since Del Mar leading up to tomorrow's race?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see a lot of the one thing is a guarantee. You will see a lot of Bob Baffert's runners running, who they're running against. And he's been out there and working hard, working long. It's a funny little story. I was walking out of here Thursday, and all 4 of these horses in the American Pharoah were schooling, and Baffert's always got the golf cart. He didn't have it. He was running alongside these horses watching him school. He catches up to me, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Trying to figure out which one of these four is going to win." I said, "Well, when you figure that out, let me know."
Did he get back to you since Thursday?
Oh yeah, sure. He got back to me the next day.
Which would be today.
Yeah, so let's all laugh out loud, as they say.
All right, and then also in the juvenile fillies division tomorrow, Explorer will be running for Bob Baffert. And I asked my question with Explorer. She was a bit disappointing down at Del Mar in the Del Mar debutante. Do you, A, have you seen her work since then? And B, do you think she can get 2 turns?
Well, by physique, I think 7/8 would be optimum because she's shorter legged. She's very powerfully built. She's densely made, but she's very compact. So the extension, but the good ones will have that extension when it counts. She's got brilliant speed. And one thing that I do lean on to say of why she will get the distance is because down at Del Mar on August 31st, she actually galloped out a mile in 1:39.4. And for a 2-year-old to do that at any older horse, just to gallop out 1:39.4, that's a pretty strong indicator that I think she'll get the route here tomorrow.
We've whet your appetite for both the Breeders' Cup Championship weekend as well as tomorrow's stake races, but we haven't gotten to the order of business, which is today's 9 races, including the last race, which has a 2-day super high 5 carryover of $104,000. We're going to find out who Toby likes on all 9 races, but before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes on today's Friday's card here at the Great Race Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the Great Race Place on Free Friday. Big super high 5 carryover, 104,000 in the 9th. Here are the early changes. The track is fast, the turf is firm, the rail on the turf out 30 feet, and the first race started the 50-cent early pick 5. Scratch the also eligibles, numbers 10, 11, and 12. The second is the first leg of the early pick 4, just a blinker note in race 2. Turning to the third, once again, just a blinker note. Fourth race, pick 6 starts. Scratch number 7, Crunchy. Race 4, take out the 7. In the fifth, beginning of the late pick 5 and $3 all-turf pick 3, scratch the also eligibles 9 and 10. In the sixth, in addition to the program scratch of 1 R Awesome Kid, scratch 2 Magaton Man, and then scratch all the also eligibles 12, 13, and 14, 1, 2. 12, 13, and 14 out of the sixth, which kicks off the late pick 4. $3 late pick 3 starts with race 7. There are no changes. $5 late double starts with the 8th. No changes. And in the 9th, where super high 5 wagering is offered and encouraged with a $104,000 carryover, scratch 3 Brev, scratch 11. How about Pavel? Note the number 10 draws in to the last, which has that super high 5 carryover of $104,000. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. Back to Quigley's Corner we go. His special guest, you can find him on CaseTheRace.com. Outstanding clocker and handicapper, Toby Turrell.
Welcome back. We're talking horse with Toby Turrell. He's a workout analyst and morning clocker. He's been here since basically 5 a.m. this morning. He's been on the clock, so to speak, for the last 7 hours. It's our privilege to have him extend his workday here by being our seminar guest. Toby, really good betting race in race number 1. We kick things off in race 1, offering 50-cent early pick 5 wagering. We're on the turf course. The rails today are at 30 feet. The distance of this race is 1 mile. It's for maiden special weight 2-year-old fillies. Scratch the also eligibles. 10, 11, and 12 will not compete. Trainer Michael McCarthy has 2 in here. Trainer Doug O'Neill has 2 in here. Trainer Val Brinkerhoff has 2 in here. We've got a field of 9, but the current betting choice is number 6, Hyper Gamey, who currently is on the board at 8-5. Real good effort in a stakes race last time out down south at Del Mar. Who do you like in race 1 and why?
Well, I'm not going to get too creative right out of the gate here. I'm going to go with the aforementioned favorite number 6, Hypergami. By the way, special thanks to Frank there for the kind words. I've been always wanting to thank him. And I'm going to take you, Frank, back to our roots in New Orleans for the real great pizza that I know you had back there for years.
Wherever Frank goes, he can find good pizza.
He found it there because I was told by many people that he did. Anyway, this filly ran third in a stake race at Del Mar, showed the good pace, good move, and she was 4 wide. So I think all the way around, she's got the credentials right up front here on paper to win the Open.
Girlfriend. It's a family affair for the O'Neill family. Shane, of course, named is actually the son of Doug's brother, Dennis. So good luck to the O'Neill family with number 6, Hypergamy, the current betting choice at 8-5 in race number 1. Let's turn the page, Toby. Take a look at race number 2. Begins the 50-cent early pick 4. We're sprinting 6 furlongs in the main track, $10,000 claimers, non-winners of 3 races lifetime. We've got a field of 7. Number 7, Jarama from the Peter Miller barn, taking a drop down in class as the 5-2 Maury Lane favorite. Before I get your thoughts on the race, we talk a lot about workouts and horses. Are you much of a jockey guy? And the reason why I bring that up is Kaz Kamara is riding the Morning Line favorite in race number 2. Just recently celebrated his 1,000th career victory across town at Los Alamitos, his agent Brian Beach. The two of them have really kind of made a big impact on Southern California racing the last year or so.
Oh, no question. And I'll tell you what, it was a year ago that Bob Baffert was actually one of the main people really trying to inspire this young man to take the opportunity to ride here. And he took everybody up on it. And not easy. He had to leave
Woodbine, where he was the leading rider.
Yeah, honestly, it was a bold move. And it's interesting. He's got a great another little segue and a huge break coming up because Flavian Pratt is not going to ride here.
Not going to stable here, so to speak. You might see him occasionally in stake races, but he's not going to make San Ynit his winter home.
Correct. And so that's really going to help this young man out even more.
Do you like Kaz Kamara's mount in race number 2? You're looking elsewhere, Toby.
No, I really like this horse. He was actually claimed by a good friend of mine who I've done a lot of radio work with in the past. A guy who was actually going to be a professional baseball pitcher, but got hurt. We'll throw that in there since it's playoff time.
Our good friend Johnny Lowe, he's going to be in attendance today.
Oh, you better believe it. And anyway.
Don't forget about Black Chef Stables, who also owns part of Jarama. That's a gentleman by the name of Gary who resides in Arkansas and is also a shrewd horseman as well.
Well, this horse, last time out, he ran in the wrong race. The winner just freaked out that day. In fact, Catman Sue, who ran third, was running lights out, and it was just way above par. And now he's dry. I just think they're just saying, let's just go for it and let's be aggressive and get the old drop to win, drop to cash, if you will. He was training well going into that race. I think with the good outside draw, it's a great spot here, hopefully, for all the aforementioned gentlemen to be in the winner's circle. Right next to him is Navy Man, who will be running on late. And he can have a decent stretch run on occasion, Navy Man. So I'm hoping it's 7 and 6 here in race 2.
Race number 3, we're sprinting on the turf course. 6 furlongs of the distance on the flat turf course. This race is for $40,000 claimers. Good field of 7. Once again, number 7 on the outside is the Morning Line favorite, this time from the Hector Palma barn. Sharp as Attack, 5-2 on the Morning Line. What say you about race 3, Toby?
Yeah, well, Sharp as Attack ran a giant race last time out at Los Alamitos. He was hooked. And he strikes the lead and just ran his heart out. He's come back and worked solid. He's 2 for 2 with the distance here. And obviously turf is his best surface if you look at his record. So lots to like, I think, with this horse. I know he'll run a big race today. He's got to beat a very nice horse in Donchik. And Vladimir Serin, who assured me over the summertime that he has no intention of retiring anytime soon, is his trainer. Juan Hernandez, speaking of jockeys, is the jockey. So mighty foe there is number 3, Donchik.
Toby, a question for you, because it shows how devoted you and I are both to horse racing, and courtesy of DRF Formulator that we both use. I can tell you, and you already know this, that the last 2 times Proof He Rides has run, you've had super workouts prior to both of those performances. Now, you can see the workouts have actually slowed down a little bit since his workouts at Del Mar, since his last race. But what do you think of the chances of Proof He Rides today on the drop?
Well, the problem I have with him is he's going to hook the serious heat with Sharp as Attack. So if he's going to win, he's got to not only run fast early, but he's got to put away Sharp as Attack and hold on. That would be a tall task. And I'm not really sure what his best surface is. I think it might be dirt. That's where the workouts were. So we'll be watching him closely as every horse out there and see what happens.
Race number 4 begins the $2 pick 6. Congratulations to the winning ticket holders last Sunday, which paid $3,300 for a relatively chalky day. We start things anew today in race number 4 in the $2 pick 6, sprinting 6.5 furlongs on the main track for Calbred 2-year-old fillies, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than 1 scratch. Scratch the 7. Crunchy leaves us with a field of 6. Once again, the morning line favorite drawn on the far outside. Number 6, Liberation, who had 2 disappointing efforts, in my opinion, down at Del Mar. 4-5 on the morning line. You expect Liberation to bounce back today, Toby?
Well, he'll bounce back. The question is, does he win? And the horse I'm going to pick, the filly, I should say, Lino's Angel, the 2 horse, they come out of the common race, and Lino's Angel actually ran very close, if not as good as your favorite, just on principle alone from the 9 post. Just missed 3rd, which Liberation ran 3rd. Actually, the horse just missed 3rd, Lino's Angel. She's come back and worked smartly since. Very nice workout in company on September 14th. Nice and relaxed. Tyler Bays was up. So I think she's honed to come back and run a winning race. A neat little story on her. I told my partner, Donald Harris, I said, they're going to put this filly over at a huge price someday. She was entered and scratched here at Santa Anita, where I thought she couldn't lose. So then she goes to Los Al, and really disappointed. I couldn't believe she ran that bad. And then lo and behold, I outsmart everybody, including myself. Boom, there it is.
21-1.
Boom. Just I was 3 months early.
You went to the wedding, but you missed the
Missed it.
You went to the funeral, missed the wedding, unfortunately. Toby, one thing in your favor when you're looking at both Liberation and Lino's Angel, your top selection is that last race down at Del Mar was 5.5 furlongs. Today's race, 6.5 furlongs, with Lino's Angel being a late runner. Perhaps that extra furlong will benefit her. Race number 5 begins 2 wagers, both the 50-cent late pick 5 as well as the $3 all-turf pick 3. And we kick off both wagers in race number 5, going a mile and an eighth on the turf course for fillies and mares, non-winners of 2 races lifetime. $25,000 is the tag. 2 scratches. Both of them are the also eligibles. 9 and 10 will not compete. Leaves us with a field of 8. Following the pattern of the day, the outside runner, number 8, Miss Brightside, is the 9-5 morning line favorite. Before we get your thoughts on the race, Toby, this is a race where you wanted to show a workout. It's for number 7, No Other Like You. This workout was back on September 28th. This is a team gate workout, and No Other Like You is going to be on the outside, going 3 furlongs and 35 flat. Why'd you want to show this work?
Well, there's a few reasons. Number 1, Tyler Bays is aboard here. Number 2, the horse really, she showed speed and a finish, as you'll see as we continue to roll the tape here. And it was just a very sharp gate drill. And it shows me that Doug O'Neill is pushing the right buttons with this filly, taking over the training. So I think you're going to see an improvement all the way around. Now, what kind of really surprised me is the way she finished. Now, she showed the speed, but now look at her. I mean, Tyler hasn't even come close to asking her. She's doing this all on her own, drawing clear with ease.
She's basically finished her timed workout.
Correct.
And now it's just the gallop out.
And you can see 47 flat on the other horse, so do the math. And with that said, she keeps going. There she is, smooth and easy on the complete gallop out. So, yeah, many reasons why we like this work.
She's a big 10-1 on the morning line. I assume, Toby, that number 7, No Other Like You in race number 5 is your top choice in the race?
She is, but she's got a very tough horse to beat there right next to her named Miss Brightside, who's also training very well. Training in a sharp manner for your leading trainer, Phil D'Amato. So she will be hard to beat. But, when you got 10-1 versus 9-5, the decisions are always easy for me.
Question for you, Toby, and it relates to the filly number 5, Lady of Power. I'll tell you a little bit about her. You can see, what you can't see is that there were 6 claims in for her last time. Trainer Mike Pipey won the shake. He brings her back at the same level, which is a bit disappointing to me, but I can tell you this, Mike Pipey doesn't dip into the claim box very often. He's claimed 3 horses the last 2 years, and 2 of them actually won the first off the claim. So I have to take a second and third long look at Lady of Power, despite not being risen up in class. Have you seen any of the workouts in the morning since she last ran on August 7th?
Yeah, I've seen them all. They're okay. They're nothing that would make you run to the betting window if you're just looking at the workouts alone. The day she got claimed, she was a kind of a mess. She was very rank, and maybe that's why she stopped so badly. But there's guessing games going on here with her, I think, today.
And one more question that relates to the rail filly. Number 1, Blue Oasis. Just 1 for 13 lifetime, but ever since Jeremy Laprida has been on her back the last 3 times, she's won well, including a big class dropper, 3 back last time out. It was a ship and win winner. Do you give any chance to Blue Oasis in today's 5th?
Yeah, she's, quirky, very quirky, tall filly. She wears a full cup blinker. She always works well and shows good pace in the morning. She shows it when it counts out there on the turf course. So, yeah, any horse like that, you gotta be afraid of.
Race number 6 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. We're going 1 mile on the main track for maiden claimers. $20,000 of the claiming tag. Number of scratches in this race. The program scratch of the 1. Also take out number 2, Megaton Man, and also take out all 3 also eligibles. 12, 13, and 14 will not compete. So the scratched winners are 1, 2, 12, 13, and 14. That still leaves us with a good field of 9. And the big dropper in class for trainer Mark Latt, number 4, Bally Hooligan, is the 5-2 morning line favorite. A lot of guessing games going on here as well, Toby. Blinkers on, big drop down in class. Lost to a nice horse last time by the name of Westwood. Give us your thoughts on race 6.
Well, I kind of lost a heartbreaker with the 6 horse in here last time out. Tap and Go. Very interesting. A 5-year-old, soon to turn 6. But Doug O'Neill somehow winds up with the horse. And the interesting thing is, I liked this horse all along, even before it ever ran. There's some things to like about the horse's mechanics and balance and everything. And boy, he ran awful. And then Doug O'Neill took the horse over and the talent came out. And come on, 22 flat, 45-4. And, in a maiden 12-5 just goes to show you.
The best laid plans of mice and men, right?
I mean, you just can't make it up. But with that said,
those who watched the 49ers Rams game last night can feel your pain.
Right? Yeah, a loss is a loss. But the 4 horse in here, Bally Hooligan, this gelding is going to improve with the blinkers going on and the class, huge class drop, as you mentioned. Westwood. Penalty box broke his maiden in a straight maiden already. So a big class drop. The horse that ran 3rd in this horse's debut, Modus Bastia, that horse romped at Del Mar and won by like 8 lengths on a big day in a straight maiden race. So there's lots of reasons to believe the 4 on the class drop will be very hard to beat too.
Here's another trainer statistic courtesy of DRF Formulator for number 4, Bally Hooligan. Over the last 5 years, Mark Glatt has dropped 20 horses down from maiden special weight into maiden claiming ranks. He's won with 10 of them. 50% over the last 5 years whenever Mark does the old maiden special weight to maiden claiming. Some say the biggest drop in racing. Race number 7 begins the popular $3 late pick 3. We're back on the turf course. 1 mile is the distance. 3-year-olds, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than a good field of 9. Number 6, Broski, fresh off a victory, is the 7-2 morning line favorite. I should say 2 back, I believe. You want to take a look at a workout, Toby, for number 9, September 64 from the aforementioned Mark Glatt barn. This workout was down at Del Mar. way back on August 30th. As a matter of fact, September 64, not yet in the picture. He's going to be the horse that picks up the two workmates right here. He looks almost identical, white cap, but a full black vest. That's September 64 on the far outside back on August 30th. Why'd you want to show this work, Toby?
Well, we're going to find out, and I think even a novice watching will see exactly why we want to show this work when this horse comes into the stretch. You can already see it, honestly. You can already see the long rein and the ease that this horse pulled away from. By the way, there's a package deal. Jarama's we'd already talked about, but Kale's Angel is a quasi-stakes horse.
From the Peter Miller barn. Correct,
and this horse just absolutely toyed with a very big, giant filly, by the way, Kale's Angel. Look at this horse, Breeze, with consummate ease, just cruise away. You can't look or see anything better than what you're seeing right there as far as the visual goes.
So I assume September 64 is your top selection, the Gelded Son of Omaha Beach. If you had to round out the exact, it looks like you like the runner right inside, Style Cat, going from a sprint to a route.
Yeah, Style Cat's a very hard-knocking horse, and he actually ran an eye-catching race in his last race, September 7th. He had to wait quite a bit just to get out for room. And once he got out, he really took off with Hernandez and was really finishing up with a big head of steam. So it'll be interesting to see how he runs as well.
Toby, two questions for you in this race. The first question relates to the runner drawn inside, right inside your top two selections. That would be number 7, Tariff. Ever since Tariff added Lasix and blinkers back in February of this year, he's won 4 of his last 5 races. Now, last time out, trainer Jeff Mullins dipped in and took him for $40,000 and boosted him up in class. He's eligible to be claimed for $100,000 today. Anytime Mullins and Barrios team up, I take a second and a third look. Have you seen any of these training track drills at San Anita since Del Mar concluded?
Yeah, they're average, but this, quite honestly, is an average workhorse. So they're nothing out of the ordinary. But they're not going to tell you, oh, this horse will make a huge jump in class and run a big race by any means. So they're just status quo for him.
And one other question. It's one of my favorite angles in racing, and it relates to number 1, Mythical Reel from the Phil D'Amato barn. The D'Amato barn got off to an outstanding start on opening weekend here. What I like about Mythical Reel is the re-addition of Lasix. It's an often overlooked angle by players. 2 back when he ran a good second. He was a first-time gelding that day. Last time out, he ran in the Del Mar Derby, losing to another Phil D'Amato runner by the name of the Padre. Have you seen any of the synthetic works for Mythical Reel since they've returned to the Great Race Place?
Yeah, he's always been a pretty symmetrical, clean-moving horse, which makes him a good workhorse. And he is on point. The workouts are good fitness. He's doing everything right, as he always has done. So, yeah, I mean, his race, by the way, won back on August 10th. That was a dandy. So very interesting long shot.
Race number 8 begins the $5 late daily double, combining our last 2 races here at St. Anita. We're sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track, $25,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime. Another good field of 9. Take note, number 1, One Smoking Dude, returning off the layoff, is a first-time gelding. Mr. Machu Picchu, number 5, who ran a giant Beyer speed figure last time out, is the 3-1 morning line favorite. 9 ways you can go here, Toby. Which way you going and why?
Well, I'm going to the 7 horse in here, Coach Cronin.
I've heard of him.
Yes, indeed. And, Del Mar, I'm the official timer, and I've got a beautiful perch to time the races. And watching them live, you can pick things up that are eye-catching and just say, kind of, file that one away. And that's the case here with the 7 horse, Coach Cronin. He's actually kind of eye-catching when the race kind of ended and almost when it was over. Now Mark Glatt makes a very timely claim, I believe, in my estimation. Then you want to see him come back and work well and check. He's done that. So I think 9-2 is a very good price on this horse. And the horse right next to him, No More Ding Dongs, is kind of formidable at the level, running for $25,000. He's run good enough, say, to win in a couple of his past races. So he'll be my second choice there right next door.
Toby, I've got a goofy question for you. It relates to number 9, Last Call Paul, who finally broke his maiden last time out in career start number 26. As you look through the past performances, the 2 best performances for Last Call Paul are the most recent one when he broke his maiden on August 15th, and also last year at Del Mar on September 1st, when once again he drew an outside box sprinting. Now, both of those were at Del Mar, but maybe he's a horse that likes to be on the outside. I know I'm only guessing, but at 8-1 with Maldonado back in the saddle, have you seen any of the workouts since that maiden breaker in mid-August?
Yeah, he looked good in his workout. I liked a few things about it. The interesting thing with this horse is I've been waiting on this horse. What is he, 1 for 26?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on him 23 times to break his maiden. And honest to God, I didn't even know he was in the race. He drew in. He was the 14th. I'm going, wait a minute. On the backside, I'm going, who's that? He's in the race. Of course he's going to win that day. I mean,
and only a second time at the maiden 20 level. But nevertheless, It's an interesting long shot. And just a pedigree note here, you and I, Toby, based upon our physiques, we've had a few ding-dongs in our life. But I love the dam's name of No More Ding-Dongs, No More Twinkies. We've had some Twinkies in our lives as well. But cleverly named No More Ding-Dongs in race number 8. Race number 9, we close out the day, but keep in mind, as we've been mentioning many times, race number 9 offers a monster 2-day super high five carryover of $104,000. And we're going 1 mile on the turf course for Calbred, fillies and mares, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than. 2 scratches, scratch the 3 Brave, as well as 1 of the also eligibles. Number 11, How About Pavel, will not compete, but number 10, I'll Have Another Kiss, does draw into the body of the field. Number 8, Run a Mile in My Shoes, taking a drop down in class for trainer Jeff Mullins, is the 9-5 morning lane favorite. Obviously, Toby, we need a winner or a key horse in order to hit that super high five. Who do you like best? And I think it's going to be number 6, Issa Court, because you want to show a workout for Issa Court. Blinkers come off for trainer John Sadler. This is Issa Court on the outside. On the synthetic track, it's a team workout back on September 20th. That's Issa Court working in company with Eiffel, who we know has ability. What'd you like about Issa Court's workout here?
Yeah, well, Eiffel just ran in the stake race for our good buddy Mike Pipey, and Cloudy Women is a good workhorse. That's no question about that. So look at the good hold on Issa Court on the outside, and she's moving in a very smart manner. The key here is the surface. She's running on the turf today, which, believe it or not, I had in my notes. It's time for this filly to get on the turf, or this mare, and lo and behold, she's getting on the turf. So I love it when that happens. The trainer's thinking the same thing I was. The blinkers are coming off today. You got a sharp horse. You got one of the sharpest, best turf riders around in Hector Barrios. So I'm confident she'll run a winning race, but she'll need that trip. She'll need that ride and so forth. And there are some live long shots in the race that's going to make it very interesting. I took a wild shot on the one horse, the mare, 7-year-old mare, Don't Mess with Tess, just off of some old races that she had. So whether she comes back to that old form, I don't know. I love the fact they left her out here for the Ship and Win program. And also a side note on the horse that drew in, the 10, I'll Have Another Kiss. That horse had a very sharp workout. So, in a race like this, sometimes just the sharp workout's enough to make you want to look at a horse.
A comment and a question. My comment, Toby, that you don't need to reply to is Don't Mess with Tess comes from the very cagey Sam Walensky barn, who's primarily based in South Florida. You can see this is just Don't Mess with Tess's second start here in Southern California since last year in August of 2024. Therefore, she is eligible for the Ship and Win bonus. It'll be interesting to see how well she runs. I watched her replay last time out. She was 94-1. She comes out of a common race. She ran actually pretty well. If she improves just a little bit, I agree with you. She's a live long shot. My question for you, Toby, relates to number 5, the 6-year-old mare. She's a joker. She actually ran against Open Company last time, and in my opinion, ran very, very good. If you look at the internal fractions, she ran great, even though it doesn't look quite as good visually. She always looks well in the paddock. Have you seen, well, you haven't seen her 2 workouts, but do you give her any sort of a look here in the nightcap?
Well, you have to, because of just who she is as a racehorse. She's a very neat racehorse. Got a beautiful action, very symmetrical, very beautiful mechanics to her. I think she's in for the 20 because she's like the rest of us. She's not getting any younger, if you will. And she's probably lost a few steps. But with that said, she's got the class to definitely be looked at.
Terry, Toby, before I let you go, just a couple of reminders as far as some wagers we haven't spoken about, and there are wagers that combine races both here at Santa Anita with races at Gulfstream Park. Let's look at each one individually on the graphic. Of course, the $1 coast-to-coast pick 5, most of us are familiar with, combining races from both Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita. Low takeout, $1 minimum, always pays well. The new wager, which started last Friday, is the $1 Sunset Pick 6, similar type of concept. Last 3 races from Gulfstream Park and the last 3 races from Santa Anita. Actually, on opening weekend, Friday's riddle got solved. I should say nobody actually hit the Sunset Pick 6 until Sunday. So the first 2 days it actually carried over. It was a tough wager to decipher for the handicappers. We'll see if they can decipher it today. But the $1 Pick 6, kicks off with the final 3 races from Gulfstream Park and the final 3 races from Santa Anita. All right, Toby, it's time to go home and do more work, right? You got to translate all your notes and watch the races and put out the sheet probably for Sunday. You're a very busy man, but most importantly, forget about all that nonsense. Happy birthday to your dad, Terry Turrell.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you for watching as well. Hope you enjoyed it. Next voice you'll be here, track announcer Frank Miramati, updating us when any changes. We'll do another seminar tomorrow, 11:50 a.m. Pacific time. Will be post time. Until then, have a great afternoon, everybody, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.